here we go. I'm in that dope again, I'm in that flow again, switch up the flow again, yeah. Fly in the parachute, gripping that pole again, I'm on that pole again, yeah.
So this BMW M4 has been in my life for about a year. It's been a solid build that I thought would have taken about 6 months, maybe another 3-4 months of bodywork and paint. That's not the case though. It's been about 6 months of bodywork. We didn't paint it, we wrapped it. It looks really good, but it was a nightmare because it technically needs bodywork again. We started doing bodywork with a friend. They were going to do the bodywork and paint, and the Bondo kept failing. After all the time and effort, it just wasn't working out. So we went ahead and tried doing it ourselves. We did the bodywork about 3-4 times. It looked amazing. Super smooth, no waves, it was perfect. As you can see here, I'm starting the process. Now, I had failure, and I ended up just getting so frustrated, I found someone to do it for us, and it has failed way worse than when we did it. So, if you're a professional, I guess, ABS, body worker, someone, hit me up. I'm looking for someone to redo this kit. If not, I'm probably going to do it myself again and make a mold and make the kit out of carbon fiber, because this ABS plastic is really not working out in my favor. Now that we're past that, let's get started with today's video. I'm not going to show you 6 months worth of sanding and doing bodywork. There's no point. So let's get straight into the time lapse of wrapping this thing. Enjoyed that time-lapse video. We're taking a break from wrapping and we're doing a few other things to the car. We've already done a few that I'm going to show you that you might have missed in the time-lapse. We're also installing and working on the engine dress-up. We have performance mods and we're replacing literally a couple hundred bolts on this engine bay. Let me show you. This is the engine bay currently. We already have installed many things. We have installed clutches, clutch basket, we have pure stage 2 plus turbos, we have a heat exchanger, we got an intercooler, we got some intakes and some downpipes. Kind of goes on and on and on. But we're still on factory charge pipes. I bought some metal ones and they weren't compatible with the intakes. Hoping Arcade hooks it up and it fits. We were going to paint the engine cover the same color as the car, but since we had issues with our painter and we're wrapping it, it's matte black. We're going to kind of just keep it the same color for now. I might upgrade it to carbon later on. Every single bolt you see is absolutely getting replaced. Like, we gotta dress this thing up. And speaking of dressing up, we have a custom radiator brace that's done in carbon fiber. We have Autotechnic intake scoops. I have a new cowl cover because the old one is coming apart. We have an oil catch can. We have a Boost P3 gauge. But most importantly, we have a lot of titanium bolts, which we've already installed a few. We have them in the door jambs, pretty much doors there, even a small one there. Gold to match the theme of the brakes, the cage, and the steering wheel, quick release. I'm probably gonna get some gold titanium bolts for this, and then titanium black for the end plates. Alright, so I did miss a little bit more footage. We removed the cowls and the wipers and the trim. And Chance decided to come say hi and help out with us.
Hello, I'm here to help out with you.
The whole car is ready for the first mod, and what we're going to do is the oil filter housing. This is Mossman. It's such a beautiful piece. It's got titanium hardware. Not only does it look good, but it also keeps the car about 20 degrees Celsius cooler at running temperature, which is gonna be pretty sick.
20 degrees Celsius is how many Fahrenheit, Cameron? No cheating, no cheating,
40?
no cheating.
40 degrees?
Do you know?
No, somewhere around the neighborhood of like
20 degrees Celsius is
68?
68
Holy.
degrees. 20 degrees Celsius is 68 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's what Siri says.
Dude, that's a big difference.
That's a big drop.
Especially in oil temperature.
Yeah.
I thought my cars would be too cold.
All right, since I'm jumping in halfway through Bailey's project like usual.
Whoa, dude! Where have you been? Do you see this thing? Where have you been?
I've been having to deal with selling my house, selling my
Alright,
house.
stop. Whatever. Tell me what you need.
All right, so you're gonna need an E8 to take off the bracket for the coolant line to the heat exchanger. We'll take that off real fast.
The reason why we're removing that is it's actually blocking the filter housing from being removed. So your goal is just to kind of adjust it, wiggle it, get out of the way. There's rubber lines on that end and that end. So in theory, removing that bolt will allow you to move it out of the way. I got you. While he's working on that, let's go grab a new cowl. One of those flaws with BMW is like these cowls. I don't understand, but like the little rubber just starts cracking and coming apart. And you can barely see it, but it just doesn't look good. So I went ahead and picked one up at BMW of Tulsa.
All right, well, while Bailey, wow.
I don't want to talk about it.
All right.
I don't want to talk about it. Look at that cow. Look at that. That is fresh, dude.
Sounds like.
I dig it.
You'll put this in, y'all.
Such a nice piece.
Also, you want to make sure that this is completely clean. There's a thick ass boy. Shout out to them for not sponsoring us. They don't know what they're missing out on. Try Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh, that's a phone without phone
You don't have a rock form. Shout out rock form. Cause look at this.
Watch that.
Little bit of truth.
That's it. But
Oh, I've dropped it so many
that's
times.
brochure they give you though. It's like legit, dude. Like all the parts they have to offer. They got turbos.
Okay, but
they have
what about the sticker? We don't
coolers.
care about brochures.
Dude, I don't think there's a sticker in here actually.
I think there was. I thought I saw one here.
Really? And these go straight on the toolbox. ECUs, port injection, they got all types of cool stuff. Crank hub? I didn't know that crank hub. Too late for that.
Hashtag need a motor.
And just like that, that sucker is installed. That looks so sick. Next, we have the W1 add oil catch can. It's not necessarily just specific BMWs. Yes, this is a BMW M4 kit, but they make really nice coolers. You can customize it, pick the ring colors, you can get carbon fiber or metal, etc. They're really modifiable to the appearance of your car. So I want to try out the brand. After that, we're going to be moving on to...
Whoa. Did you say modifiable?
Yeah, you can customize it when you order it.
I would have used the word customizable.
Customizable.
Modifiable. But hey,
Watch yourself, boy.
I'm watching.
After that, we'll do the charge pipes, and then we got more titanium bits to move on, so stay tuned. The oil catch can is actually a pretty simple install. You remove 2 bolts here, and you take out the pipe that goes from the valve cover to your turbo inlet, and then you basically, it comes with 2 lines that you just guide from there to there. So we'll get this done within seconds, and we'll get to the next mod, and I'll kind of show you what it looks like.
It looks like failure.
They're just cut off really easy.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make a couple little
Nice.
quick slits, and then we're gonna heat this up with a heat gun, and then these will pop off.
Easy enough.
Just like this one.
This looks sick. So my poor OCD really wishes they did not make that upside down.
Hey, at least they're both upside down.
That really bothers me. Well, that's gonna be covered up, I think, from the carbon fiber brace, but that will not be. So that's upsetting. We put some beautiful black titanium bolts in there. This is the bolt it came with. It's just a hex bolt. So ugly.
Lame.
So get rid of that. That brings us to the next thing. We have titanium bolts for the entire engine bay. Like, I literally mean the entire engine bay. So look at that. Look at all those bolts we're about to replace. And then you have some for the hood, and then you got the beautiful golden ones for the door jamb. removing these bolts, right? Usually you don't want to remove all of them at once. Just do a few at a time, kind of crisscross it, because it's going to get loose and everything's going to get misaligned. So I'm going to remove 3. I'm going to go over here to the dress-up kit. The dress-up kit tells you, and just look at the bolt area, it tells you what it needs. It says number 4 and number 6. Number 4 is probably a bolt, number 6 is probably a washer. I chose to get most of the hardware in black because I'm not trying to be flashy or cheesy with some hardware. This is one of those mods that takes forever, it's tedious, but it's chill. So just take your time and enjoy the process, and I'm going to show you what this looks like here in a moment. It's going to look crazy. Now that all those bolts that were really ugly are now titanium black, we are at the point of actually installing the charge pipes. So here are the charge pipes. So these are RK titanium, and you can actually pick the type of like burn that you want on there. This is called Zebra V2, but there's like 10 different options and they're made to order, but they are beautiful. They look awesome. The AW intake was actually hitting it, so we had to rotate it. We had to cut the hose a little bit and put a lot of stress on it, honestly. Hopefully that doesn't cause any issues. And we had to tilt the whole catch can over, and now we're hammering the intake, which is really depressing because those charge pipes they're special. But you can't see any of that, so any of the hits, blemishes are not there. Plus we're gently hitting it a little bit at a time, so it's not that bad.
Bailey, cut how gently you hit that in that right now.
I've been giving you the worst of me. Now you wanna stay the night. Pity how you work hard for me, while forgetting how to talk. Nah, I don't like no humble beats. Just go and suss it up. Now it's time to marry me. And right after
How good does this engine bay look? It's so clean and simple. That's what I like about it. It's not over the top and flashy with a bunch of reds and blues. It's more blacked out. Like these titanium hardware, the blackout kit was so worth it. You can see them down there. Some are even hard to get to. I guess the only mods I really should get for this engine bay to kind of finish it off is probably the oil filter cap. I want to get a metal black one, and then I want to get like a silver cap for the coolant reservoirs. That would be pretty clean. When I do paint the car, I want to paint the engine cover with it as well. And I do have a VRSF cold side charge pipe that I want to replace with the BMS blow-off valve one. I think that would pretty much top this engine bay off for me. There was a lot of work that was put into this engine bay over a long period of time. I mean, when we first got the car, the first mods, other than I think air suspension, was exhaust, turbos, clutches, etc. So now to have it all dressed up on top, I'm so happy and pleased with it. Once we're done with that, we need to figure out this area. It's not aggressive enough. This is not going to cut it. Now, I don't need to go crazy. I am going to build a massive custom rear diffuser eventually. But for now, V1, I just need to make this a little bit more aggressive by a couple inches to fit well with the wide body and the side skirts that we made, which are super aggressive. This material is called ACM. It's ABS plastic in the middle with thin, I think, aluminum metal on the top and bottom. It makes good for aero because it's strong, rigid. It doesn't flex like just pure ABS. So it's a really good material to make aero out of. In fact, we did a whole video on the Mini Cooper building aero, so I haven't gone into too much details of the aero on the M4 because of that. But basically I took that cardboard template, I drew on with a Sharpie. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that out, and then we'll sand the edges, and then we'll drill the holes, and then we'll wrap it, and then we'll put it on the wing. It's not really that much to it, it's just time consuming. But I wanna get to the steering wheel. I'm gonna have my buddy Noah go ahead and install this sucker, but look at this. Made in the Netherlands by KMP Drivetrain. You can basically order the steering wheel in any spec that you want. You get to pick the engravings, the emblem, the buttons, the stitching, the stripe, however you want to spec it, you get to make it. I made some custom paddle shifters. Those are not available from the company. I made those out of the old wing plates, and it's also a quick release and listen. Magnetic paddles, dude. I am so excited for this car. I was able to knock out the end plates for the wing, which they look pretty dang good. I must say so myself. They are just wrapped. Again, I do plan on probably getting some carbon fiber aggressive ones that are actually designed and aero tested for the track. I just think it'll make it look a little more aggressive. But this is a good temporary thing for now, maybe for this season. And then I also extended the rear diffuser here. All I did was kind of trace out the edge of the carbon fiber, and then I followed it. I wanted to get a little bit more aggressive towards the end, so I kind of went out a little bit and then back in. To install that, all I did was install some nut inserts on the carbon fiber piece, and I used some OEM BMW hardware to mount that. It's pretty stiff. It will be even stiffer once I have all the under tray paneling on the rear bumper. Small little details like this make an interior so much nicer. Now that being said, this interior was really nice before I ruined it. Just like that, center console is installed, nothing to it. And the next thing is obviously the parking brake that you just pull up on the front part, comes up, and then you just pull all your strength that out. Really, genuinely really easy. Give it a nice little wipe down because it's not very often that you get to see inside that crack or be able to easily clean it. New one just slides right on. And you push down all the clips from the back to the front. That's it. That is looking so good. Now, steering wheel's still not done, but I want to show you another surprise. I have some BMW M4 GTS door panels. I actually had the front and the rear, but I went ahead and got rid of the rear because I want to keep the speakers. The front, you can keep your speakers. It's just behind the door panel. The rear completely deletes them. So I'm running GTS carbon fiber door cards on the front and then the extended OE door cards in the rear. I figure you won't really even notice the rear because, I mean, it's a two-door. It's not, you're not gonna be looking back there behind the seats with the roll cage. So here it is. I'm actually super happy to acquire these things because these door panels on IND right now sell for about $5,600 just for the two. So this is a overpriced mod, which there's a lot of them. And on top of that, I went ahead and pulled the trigger on some Autotechnic carbon fiber door cap things on the backside. I always thought this looked stupid and cheesy. I don't know why people put this on their doors. I think it's just one of those carbon fiber bits that you just leave alone, leave it plastic. But since this doesn't have much to it and it's simple, I thought it might be a little bit more tasteful on this. And well, I'm 50-50. I don't know if I like it or don't like it, but I'm gonna go ahead and rock it because I did pull the trigger on it. I have no idea how to install these things. I think I bought everything I need. They are all OE, brand new parts. I got like all the bolts and stuff that I could see on the diagram. So let's hopefully I have everything I need. You know, I think this is gonna be tougher than I really thought it would be. Just because I have no idea where that nut's gonna go, that washer and those bolts. And I didn't really look at a video of like which side the stripe should go on, but I know in the M colors it usually goes blue, dark blue, red. So on both sides I'm gonna make it where that's in the correct order. And then I bolted that bolt in. I did have troubles, like slightly stripped it, had to pull it back out, rethread it. I made a mistake, but I fixed it, and if I ever want to make it perfect, I can just order new hardware. That should just pop in. That's a strap. So this door panel is on. Dude, that's gonna look so sick. Another thing that you might notice is this pull handle. I actually got the tricolor toe strap to match it up on the front, which I'll probably need to rotate it just like I did, so it's baby blue, dark blue, red. But it matches from the outside to the inside, which I think is pretty sick. All right, now let's put the Auto-Technique carbon fiber on. This weighs absolutely nothing. It's like probably 2 layers of carbon, some very thin double-sided 3M tape. This goes on like so, and then push it on. All right, now time for the steering wheel. So K&P does a lot of BMWs, and they have basically just instructions that are very well put on how to install it. There's not all that much to it. It almost essentially seems plug and play. Last time I did a steering wheel on a BMW M4, all I did was go ahead and buy the BMW M Performance one. It was Alcantara with the blue stripe, and it had a M Performance carbon fiber trim, which I do have still for sale, and I had the carbon fiber Auto-Technique power shifters. I do prefer the stock wheel. I do think the M Performance wheel is a more daily drivable wheel that is just, I don't know, it's super perfect. Honestly, if I had to pick one or the other for a street car, it would be the setup I had beforehand on the silver car. The K&P one, I'm just going that route because I'm trying to put this car a little over the top, obviously, if you can't tell. Because race car. This thing is so sick. I love it. Those long paddles that I handmade. I'm realizing I did a lot of handmade parts on this car, so the experience and stuff I'm learning from this build is really, really cool. Keep in mind, I know there's a lot going on in this build, but it's still V1. We'll probably end up changing everything up when we repaint the car, but god dang, this is sick. At this point in the build, we're very close to reassembling this car. We have this carbon fiber that we want to get buffed out because it's going to be exposed. And then we're going to wrap these panels and then cut out where the carbon fiber is. So it's important to buff it now instead of doing it when it's wrapped, because it'll probably ruin the wrap. But we just got to finish these 2 front panels, and then we get to bolt the whole kit in the car, and then it's back to the interior to get the interior completed. I genuinely just cannot get over this freaking steering wheel, dude. It's so, so cool. I love it. Pedals. We got to get this interior together. So I'm going to tease you a little bit. Wide body is bolted on, as you can see the bolts in there. So the next thing that we need to get is the foam. This foam actually came with the car, believe it or not. This is what was in here originally. So we stuffed that in like so. And then we got to bolt this cap back on. Well, actually it's just a bunch of tabs. So we got to tab that back on, tab this, and then we can go ahead and get the door cards back on. After that, we are not going to put the rear seats in. I have the Studio RSR rear seat delete actually on order. It's been on order for about 4 months now. They're making it. It's going to be one of the very first ones that they made for the F82. Well, they say that at least. Then cage, then seats, then harnesses. Dude, I'm so excited.
Hey. Yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Oh. I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Fuck with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Boom, boom. Baby, I'm not one of them, you should try on it. Miss me with all that, I'm on to the next. Fuck this up, I send you back to your ex. But good luck with that, this is big as it gets. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever. Yeah. Oh shit, they don't let me shoot